Hey Dakota, this is Joomers. Today I'm only doing crowbar tones through all of my Randalls, just to show you the differences between them and how ballpark they really are. I'm only using a middle zone and a RH200 IR. The IR comes from my slant straight recto cab. I used a single SM57 to make it, and I'm using a Waza, but I'm using it in the standard mode, and I'm doing the tried and true settings. Just really adjust it, and I'm not going to use a gate because they didn't use gates, so it's literally just going to be this in front of the amps, B standard, dumped in distortion, alder body, maple neck, whole 9 yards. This is as close as we're going to get to doing these, and I'm going to just do whichever one I plug in first. best comparison of these three. And obviously the RHs I have dialed with more gain. We're not trying to exactly clone it, we're just trying to get an in-room feel for how it goes. And you always forget how not as gainy the Crowbar tone really is in room compared to some more modern stuff. But super fun. It gets you ballpark. We can get even more ballpark dialing the gain back, but Metal Zone and any Randall, you're gonna have a really good time. And I think the speaker matters a lot for what you're chasing. So like just a vintage 30 in general, you'll have a good time. If you want to do the really old Crowbar stuff, you can do T75s. The first 3 albums were Marshall cabs, and then they switched at Broken Glass to Mesa cabs. So do with that info what you want, and then like the first all the way up until Broken Glass is an SD1, and then everything after that's a Metal Zone. Like they didn't start using Metal Zones until Oddfellows Rest. So you don't need a Metal Zone. You can do the SD1 and get Crowbar tones all day, especially the really old stuff. Super fun amps in general. It's always a pleasure to play these. I love breaking out my RG100 whenever I can. But yeah, if you have any questions on these in general, let me know. And if it's something I can't answer, there's a Facebook group about just vintage amplifiers. And sadly, these do count as vintage now because they're in the 20-year mark. And I know some people are like 25, some people are 20, some people are 15. To me it's 25, but some people are calling these vintage now. So they can help you even like schematic wise if you want to try to repair one yourself, blah blah blah. But really cool community, really cool amps, and definitely these two for sure are always going to stay in my rotation. I'm probably going to get rid of this one so someone else can show it more love than I can, because I just don't see myself having this in the